No!
Slow motion overreaction. Just.
I mean, I don't know what.
Set, please.
Sorry.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Cool. You guys recording?
Recording.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh wait. Quick question. How vulgar can we get?
I would say limit the but like who gives a First question. What's your opinion of technology's presence in our lives, and how is it affecting the current generation of kids?
Oh.
What do you consider a kid?
Consider what?
A kid.
Yeah, like I can drink, but I can't pay taxes very effectively. Like, am I a kid?
Oh, well, I know a 10-year-old who has, like, an Instagram account and, like, posted a picture of himself, like, topless onto Instagram, and I'm like, you're 10. You're 10.
Was he showing off the guns?
What
Yeah,
guns?
yeah.
You mean his noodle arms? Yeah.
I don't know.
I've known some 10-year-olds. I'm sorry, I just spat on you.
I didn't feel it, so you cool.
Oh,
You're
cool.
okay.
Glad I ratted myself out. My opinion on the issue of technology is that it's never really technology that's the problem. It's the way, it's the apparatus through which, that's not a word, the apparatuses through which it's like it enters society. And so with the internet, we have like this pretty much limitless method of communication to anyone on this planet. But we don't really teach kids to use it in an effective and useful way. We teach them to be very egocentric with it, to have like Facebook and to have Instagram and to have Twitter, and those things are fine. They have their benefits, and they also create this new sort of social atmosphere. But the problem is that's really all that we do with it. We don't really integrate it into more practical applications like the sciences or academics or anything like that.
And I feel like when people try to do that, they end up getting shamed by, like, I guess, the older generation.
Yeah.
And then, like, there becomes, like, a stigma.
Yeah, I mean, that literally is like
It's
That's
all
what
out
it
of the
sounds
loop.
like. Some
Yeah.
people that still go like this on a computer or on your phone.
Yeah, and then there's a stigma. It's like, if I'm walking around and I'm using my phone all the time, sending messages, I'm not just chatting someone up saying, like, hey, Alex, did you see this cat video with the old lady? No, I'm saying, like, hey, Alex, when's rehearsal? Or I'm coordinating some sort of production, finding out what the homework is. I'm not, like, wasting time.
Yeah.
You know?
I think...
I'm sorry. No, I mean,
No,
go
no,
ahead.
no, please. I spoke already.
Rock, paper, scissors, sword.
Yeah!
Alright, I win.
We do the same thing. I have two things quickly to say. So, with the language and translation thing, they have this new device that they're developing where you have earbuds.
Yeah.
And you just speak.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about,
Immediately
yeah.
just translates everything. And I think on the aspect of technology, that's very cool. Like what you were saying previously, it increases efficiency and convenience. Another thing I wanted to say was, I think the way the older millennials, and what is the age range for a millennial?
The way I've always understood it is that...
Yeah, continue.
The way I've always understood it is that it's 1980 to like 2000. That's always what I've been told. So like...
Could a 30-year-old be? No.
Yeah, so like a 30-year-old would be a millennial.
Alright, so I think maybe just a bit older than... Maybe just a bit older than a 30-year-old. Again, this is like having experience with a family, not my family, but like encountering a family where the mother is relatively young and she has relatively young children. And like I said, her son was the boy who had a picture of himself on Instagram.
Yeah.
And she is also she has a strong social media presence where she's on Instagram, she's on Snapchat, Facebook, you know, always like documenting anything and everything. Mom. Very, very hip. Like, her youngest is, like, almost a year now. And whenever they have birthday parties, she's always in, like, a mini skirt with, like, 9-inch stiletto heels with a push-up bra. And, like, has her hair done and makeup on, you know?
Real MILF. Mom, I'd like to friend.
Totally.
Sure.
Thank you.
Alex.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm just kind of just like... I feel like the way she uses it affects her children.
Yeah, that's fair. And yeah, and I think I like that because then there's like positive reinforcement to do good things with technology.
But she doesn't positively reinforce the use of technology. She's always like, and so her kids are like, you know, and it's. I think it translates the way, because again, my extended family, they limit their use of technology. But when they do use technology, they use it for useful things. They research, they read books, all that other stuff. And so their kids learn to use technology and the internet and the same resources the same way.
Sure.
You know, they're not like taking nasty, lewd pictures of themselves and posting it on Instagram at the age of 10. But I feel like it's just the way you see other people interact with technology influences the way you interact with technology.
Everyone's been pressing me to get Snapchat, and I'm like, I will lose.
Was that being too loud?
I will.
I will get a 1.0.
Who wants to pick the next one?
We need like a drum roll or something
Tear
like
it
Oh my god, hurry up.
that. Ooh, okay. So,
warm.
what makes a genuine horror movie in present day?
When you're
Ooh,
done,
that's
tear it
a
up.
loaded question.
I was actually just talking about this
Now you're gonna have
with
to
my
vacuum
mother.
the floor.
You gotta vacuum that.
Says the one woman on the table.
I have hands, okay?
That's I have my own answer, but I want to hear what you guys say. There's no such thing as a horror movie in the 20th century. Anyways, continue. 21st century.
Was that your answer?
That's my answer.
Damn.
I just feel like the horror movies nowadays just don't do justice. Like I can sit there and predict every single thing, even if
They're
it's like
very
a psych
formulaic.
thriller.
Yeah.
Literally, there's a movie coming out, and someone was like, hey, let's go watch this movie. And I was like, is that the horror movie that's coming out? They're like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. Here's what we'll do. We'll play a game. We'll watch the trailer, and if someone looks under a bed and gets ripped down under their bed, then we're not watching the movie. He said, okay, fine. 30 seconds in, guess what happens? There we go. Boogeyman comes out. So I was like, all right, that's it for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what's worse also? I feel like just movies in general, we've become so used to like twists happening. So like as we're watching a movie, we're laying out a whole bunch of different
Twists.
different situations and different ways for all the different situations to play out. Where we have all of that going on in our minds. So it's kind of like nothing's going to end up surprising us.
So then what would the ideal horror movie be? Just like
You can't predict
just
it.
stabbing, or like no twists? How would that's not even...
It has to be new twists, right? Because you can't just do the same. Like, so I loved the movie The Call. It's not really a horror flick. It was with Halle Berry. And
Shout out.
Is
Shout
it
out.
the one where she's the
She's
911
the
operator? I know
911
exactly
operator,
what you're talking about. Yeah, not much of a horror movie, but definitely like freaky.
It was freaky, and
Yeah.
and like it had the twist of like, oh, now the girls are actually taking on this guy and like fighting him, and it was just like completely different than what you expect. And like I was like, oh my god, don't go in the car, don't go. Like that was the first time I've ever been like that inside a movie theater. It was awesome. But like when I watch a regular horror film now, like the one with what was that? David Radcliffe, is that his name?
Daniel.
Daniel.
David
Oh,
Radcliffe.
okay.
Sorry.
In a horror movie?
Sorry,
So much
David.
hate. So much hate.
Harold Potter.
he was in a horror movie called
Henry.
The Black Witch or something like that, and like he ended up in a
fitting.
pile of
Black
mud.
woman?
Yeah.
Black
The
Woman.
woman in black. The black lady.
That's probably what it was called. It's definitely that one.
No, so it was like a woman in black or lady
Yeah,
in black.
Lady
yeah.
in Black or something like that. I
Yeah.
just
None of
laughed.
this sequel.
The entire. I almost got kicked out because I was just laughing the entire movie.
Yeah.
Really?
Like I was just like, wow, he's in a pile of mud.
The first time I saw a horror movie, like in theaters, I was in 8th grade. And I ended up seeing Nightmare on Elm Street, and I was just dying of laughter because like she was in the tub, and then the hand just came up out of nowhere, and it was just there, and she didn't notice it, and I just found that funny.
She's like, I just like the way this feels.
That's the scary part. You don't know his big metal knife hands there, but it is. So the way that I define horror really is like it's either two types.
Okay.
I would call a force of nature horror, which is not literally like a force of nature, like a calamity movie. But like a good example would be like It Follows. I never actually watched the whole thing. I was just in the room when my roommate was trying to like woo a girl by watching it, and then
that movie?
but then they ended up getting like too invested in the plot of the movie. So then she was like, "Holy shit, that was amazing," and then left. And I was like, "Sucks for you. I'm trying to sleep." The monster from It Follows. It can't be killed. It can only be like stalled and stuff, and once it gets you, it kills you, and then it moves on to the next person in the line of people who have had sex.
Wow.
So it's an unstoppable force. So in that regards, that's what I consider a force of nature.
Oh.
And then what was the other one?
And then the other one I would call a
Destination.
transgressive monster.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I define monstrosity personally as a transgressive being in nature, at least in from a literary lens. That's almost always how good monsters are portrayed.
Like a demon?
No, something that I keep saying the word transgress, but like Dracula, for example, he transgresses the boundaries of life and death between man and woman, between kind and cruel, he literally, his ability to penetrate somebody's neck is literally transgressing the boundary between human beings. Or like Frankenstein, once again, the boundary between life and death, the boundary between savage and noble. He's a very intelligent monster. And
Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Beast from Beauty and the Beast, an elegant beast, but also a beast.
A beast.
An elegant man, but also a beast. That was redundant.
I feel like it's impossible to make an actual, true, genuine horror film at this point, and I think that's
also everyone's
why...
sensitivity to horror is different too.
Yeah.
But that's why nowadays they have these camps or amusement parks where you basically sign a waiver and people have the right to kidnap you. They'll put something over your head and they'll throw you somewhere and they will torture you.
Yeah, there's one that they have. I don't remember where, but you pay and you sign a waiver, but a lot of people can't get past the first 5 to 15 minutes.
And
they have
for an
levels
hour
of being kidnapped.
Shockingly, they can't endure the being kidnapped experience.
They give you the whole thing. They could. There's one where they waterboard you.
I've always wanted to be waterboarded.
Isn't that illegal?
I've learned.
Wait, what?
I've learned the trick to dealing with it, and it's not actually the trick. It's just
This is useful being the one Arab.
Yeah, you need to know this, honey. It's basically the trick is just remember that you're not actually drowning. It just feels like you're drowning, and from what I understand, that can help you get more mentally comfortable with it, and then it will become just uncomfortable because it's just filling your sinuses with water, and you're at an angle that you're not actually drowning. It's just there's water in my head.
I feel like if you were ever waterboarded, you're I know.
I feel no, because I feel like Marines do it, and they're all right, cool. How long was I under? It felt like days, and they're 2 seconds, and you're what happened to the Creature from the Black Lagoon type horror movies? I would love that.
That'd be pretty cool.
You ready? Should students get paid for good grades? Should students get paid for good grades?
You get more good grades. I would say
as incentive, I think
you get a little bit of a refund of your tuition.
So, just this is, I've loved this. Just cause this is awesome because students are the I was during Thanksgiving. My aunt and my mom were talking about work and stuff like that. That's what happens when you have a 9 to 5, blah blah blah. And I said, a 9 to 5, amateurs, because we work 50 hours a week and we pay to do it, an unbelievable amount, which might make us psychotic.
I think it's not a matter of having to get paid in that situation. Then I think it's education systems should provide incentives for their students.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if it's hey, you got accepted into the university, here's a free iPad.
And then a bill for $60,000.
So they do that. They do that with different
But it should be included.
EOP
in the $60,000.
Yes, it should be part of. I don't know. I think if they provide incentives and I don't know, just ways to motivate you to make your learning, your education experience a lot more exciting.
But then you're paying an additional fee in order to get that. They're basically forcing you to buy an iPad.
I would slip. I mean, I could see them slipping hey, everyone gets $30. There's 28,000 of them. No biggie. We'll have enough room for another building.
I mean, there's so much left over
that.
After they factor in tuition, just on the grounds that there has to be. So I really have trouble thinking that the idea that an iPad for every student is actually such an absurd concept. Other than just it would take that chunk out of the already sizable budget. But I'm also very skeptical of incentives in school, and then a lot of
carrot.
What?
Once you take the carrot, you just got someone running or not running at all. They just stop.
Yeah.
That's the tough part about that.
And just in general, I don't want to sound like some radical communist, as we just went over, but I'm just hesitant of sort of the capitalistic urge for material incentive as a means to get people to be more productive.
I got you.
Because then all that does is kind of create a weird power structure where I would actually much rather
It also sort of like gives you this kind of mentality where you do good, here's
Yeah.
gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's perfect for like today's 9-to-5 job. Like you do what I tell you to do, you'll get paid.
Yeah,
You get to
in
have
which
your
it
life.
is like a power structure. And
Absolutely.
I have my own problems with that, but like it is like a power structure. A
Yeah.
manager gives orders, and then he should reward people for
Yeah.
going above and beyond. But in a school, like I said, we should want to be paying this. We should want to be
Yeah.
doing this
Yeah,
because it's it kind of goes back to I was listening to an intellectual like not that long ago. I say intellectual because like I don't know what else to call him. But he said that like tax day should be something that we celebrate because it funds like the programs and institutions that basically build our society. We should want to be a part of that. You know, the problem is we don't really. The way that the institutions work doesn't really mesh well with
that, yeah.
with us, and in the same way, schools don't really feel like they're something that we should want. Like for example, the concept of attendance policies, I think is so childish because if you really think about
It's
it, I'm paying you to basically
make sure
demand that I show up.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then if I choose not to, then
And if I
fail.
choose not, then I get
And I have
penalized.
to
But
pay
like,
more
but like
next
that's
semester
my
if you
money.
take it.
It should go to what I want.
Yeah, if I'm
regards
paying
to,
you to teach me. It
like,
should be
you should be
on
on
our
my-
rules.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's funny because like the most interesting thing, like I think college, like whenever I think of college and like I think about when my kids are gonna ask me, hey, is college worth it? I'm gonna look at them in their face and I'll be like,
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
I'll have a solid answer.
And
I think
so
I'd leave it up to my children. I'd be like, like.
it's up to you.
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
like my
I think
mom
I-
gave me the option. She was like, "Are you sure?" Like she talked to me. She's like, "Are you sure you want to go off to college because you like to cook, you like to bake, you like to sew? You could go to a trade
You
school."
have trade skills, yeah.
And I studied business for 4 years in
You know
high
how to be an
school.
adult.
And so
That's what
she'd be
that
like,
means.
"You go learn the skills.
Yeah.
You have the experience in business. Start your own company. By the time you're 21, you already have your life rolling. Like you're not struggling."
Yeah.
And I was so tempted to be like, "Yeah, I want that. I'll do that." But then at the same time, I was just like, but the idea of the college experience, I was just like,
Is such a like. A
I wonder what it's like.
You know what sucks? I'm not sure if it's worth it now, and I'm probably not gonna be sure whether or not it was worth it until I'm like 30 years old.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna hit me. Oh,
Fuck.
Yeah.
That was it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna. If I ever have kids, I will probably in the way that like my parents did it was that they strongly encouraged me to go to college, especially my father who never really had a good college experience. He flunked out like 3 times I think, and then as a result he never really ended up graduating. I'm sure he'd love that I was sharing this. Whatever, he's not gonna watch this. And so he really wanted me to have the opportunities that he never had. And he wanted all of his kids to have the opportunities that he never had. And as a result, they're all wildly more successful than he ever was in his entire life, and I probably will be too. And so in that regard, I will probably...
Here's looking at you, Dad.
He'd say the same thing. And so in that regard, I would probably encourage my kids to go to college just because it gives you more opportunities inherently, whereas not going to college is taking a risk, and sometimes that risk can pay off. Like if you don't go for artistic reasons, like you want to pursue an art career, then that can pay off tremendously and you can be a wildly successful artist.
Yeah.
But it can also end terribly.
Yeah.
Because college, all it really is a sheet of paper that people see and they say, well, this means that you're a respectable individual. And that is...
And that can be wrong.
Right.
that can be terrible,
That can be terribly
but
wrong.
it opens doors for you automatically.
I kind of agree with that, but like I feel like if you can do it without going into debt at all, you should definitely 100% do it. You know,
I don't
spend your
agree.
parents' money.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
agree at
doing.
all.
Me,
That's what I'm doing too, yeah.
I'm gonna be in debt, so like I'm
Yeah.
still not sure whether or not it's gonna be
It
worth
was
it.
worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think... I agree with what you said about it just being like a piece of paper, but I also think that... I don't know, the way I see it...
Well, you mentioned the college experience.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
So that's
but-
totally different than what I was even talking about.
Right.
So I
I don't
agree
go
with
to
you on that
college.
one.
No, but like
Yes.
I've met a lot of people, like being
Yeah.
an artist, going into the artistic field. Like I've met a lot of people who are in the same field, have similar interests.
Yeah.
And I feel like getting to meet those people,
Yeah.
interacting with them, working with them, you know, you learning to use your resources and what's around you, and then going out into the real world, you never know
Yeah.
when one day they're going to hit you up like, hey, I started a company. You remember that idea that you had, that play,
Sure.
that script, that film? I want to rework it. I don't want to have it at a film festival.
I'm constantly telling any freshman that I talk to that, like, academics are important, especially if you're going into STEM and whatnot, but you should 100% take advantage of the experiences.
Yeah,
Don't just
100%.
stick your nose in a book. Go try out and go do that hobby. You know, try to make
You're
something.
paying for it.
Pretty much.
You're not getting paid for it. We've determined that.
Yeah, you're already paying for it. Just go out and do what you want.
And I think
you know?
that's the best.
Experiment.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing that college gives you. Like, if I ever had to tell someone, like, hey, is college worth it? Like, if you go, academics are a thing. Your priority, in my opinion, my personal opinion, is your own personal development and growth.
Yeah.
And you'll get that out of college because everyone's going to tell you who you are. Every person you meet is going to, like, be able to, like, reveal you for who you are and what, like, for what you say you are versus what you think you are.
Yeah.
And I think it's just, like, it's a great balance because you can go to college, you can come out actually being a human being rather than being this zombie that's been going through school your entire life.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to SPU TV's first and possibly second episode of Opinionated. Thank you. I'm Christopher.
I'm Julian.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Khairika.
And thank you again. If you guys want to submit your own questions or topics to us so that we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, this show is for you guys. Tweet us, comment down below, and just do #opinionated. So, thank you. Signing off.
Signing off.
I'm a nerd. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you guys want to continue to support us, keep updated on all our antics, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to us. However, if instant gratification is more your shtick, we got this guy set up for you. Yeah, I like him. Look at him go. Look at him go. Just doing his thing. I like it. It's cool.